Are you a hardworking business owner striving for success online? There is help. Welcome to the School of Internet Marketing podcast, featuring candid conversations and inspiring stories of online success. Now here's your host.
Yes, this is James Martell, founder of the School of Internet Marketing, and today I am your host, and I'll be talking with Alec Beglarian, founder of LA-based Red Cappy, an email marketing service provider that makes it drop-dead easy for small business owners to create great-looking emails and newsletters to increase customer engagement, revenues, and profits. Now, before Alec joins us, just a reminder to our listeners that if you have questions at any time, visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/GoGreatMinds. Alec, as he calls himself, is just your average forward-thinking email marketing guy from Los Angeles. He founded Red Cappy in 2011 and committed to keeping it the easiest do-it-yourself email marketing software on the web. He also calls himself somewhat of a guru in email marketing and delivery. Alec, great to be chatting with you today.
Thank you, James. Great to be here. And hope to have a good time with you talking about email marketing and the benefits it could provide.
It is such a great topic, especially for small business owners. As you know, they are in a bit of a quandary these days. Many small business owners have relied on more of the traditional forms of advertising over the years, whether it be the local yellow pages, newspaper, radio, coupons, and a variety of staples of the advertising industry over the decades. But of course, the internet has thrown a bit of a monkey wrench into that for them because the eyeballs have shifted to the online world, and that's where you come in, and that's where email marketing is so powerful. And I'm really excited to be talking with you about it because, as I said at the top of the show, increasing customer engagement, revenues, and profits is typically on the forefront of most small business owners' minds. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start right at the very beginning and talk about email marketing? If you wouldn't mind just starting us off at the basics, what is email marketing?
Well, just basically email marketing. Obviously the idea is, you get emails in your inbox and stuff, but actually what the core of it's all about is it's about building relationships and bringing in repeat business. You want to stay on top of the customer's mind. You don't want them to forget you. There's a lot of options nowadays, and you can easily get lost. So, and most importantly, you get to be where your customers are, which is their inbox. They frequently visit it, and now with their smartphones, they check it up to 5-6 times a day. You could send them newsletters, coupons, new product ideas, surveys, contests, and the list goes on and on.
Who would you say would be perfect for email marketing, or who needs it? What type of businesses should be engaged in it?
James, to be honest, anyone can really use email marketing, from the mom with the home-based business to bloggers, entrepreneurs. Brick and mortars nowadays are really starting to pick it up and use it in their stores, all the way up to Fortune 500 companies. So there's no limit to who needs it. It's a marketing channel that should be adopted by every business, whether you're small from home or all the way to the top.
What amazes me with email marketing, I talked a little bit about traditional forms of advertising not being nearly as effective as they once were because eyeballs have truly shifted to the internet these days. And this has left business owners in a lot of cases with a little bit of a problem. They understood how to put a yellow page ad or an ad in the yellow pages. They understood how to put a display ad in the local paper or classifieds. They understood how to put coupons out and how to maybe, if they're so inclined, do a radio ad. But we know those don't work nearly as effectively as they once did. And now we're sitting here with this thing we call the internet. And many business owners, of course, they're busy as a bee as it is. They're running their business, they're dealing with staff, they're balancing books, and they've got all kinds of things on their mind. One of those things, of course, is bringing in more customers, more revenues into the business. Now, email marketing, you know it, I know it. I'm actually the instructor here at the School of Internet Marketing for Email Marketing 101. We both know it because we eat, live, and breathe the internet. But for a small business owner, they have many times some misconceptions about what email marketing is. They think, it's difficult, and they've got a whole bunch of things that are on their mind about it. Usually I find when I talk to them. What do you find that are people's biggest misconceptions?
Well, to start off with, to put a little bit of a separation between email marketing and actually the the print, the direct mail, and the yellow pages, etc. The difference is a big book was written by Seth Godin, Permission Marketing. And permission marketing is what email marketing is all about. It's about having the permission to market to them. It's not like, let's blast out a bunch of direct mailers and hopefully someone comes to my restaurant. It's not about that. It's about reaching to your customers that want to hear about you and engaging them. And the thing that most people think is like the thing that kept them happy about marketing in the yellow pages or direct mail was they thought that it would be easy. They could just say, hand it off to some designer working with the yellow page company and say, put the ad in there or design me a direct mail coupon and let's send it out. Well, that's what they thought it was all about. It was easy. So they think that with email marketing, they think they're going to need programmers and designers and need to know how to code, and that it's going to be difficult and time consuming. But the actuality is email is very easy. It's very inexpensive, and it could be done all by themselves. And they don't need programmers and designers. And most importantly, email is data-driven, and it's tracked, and you can see the results, and it's interactive.
Locally here, I work alongside a little neighborhood pub, and I frequent this on Thursday nights. They've got a great karaoke, and I'm not a singer, but I do like to listen. And there's some great singers there, and it's just a great environment, and a good chance to get out in the neighborhood. Great. And I've got to know the owner there, and I've managed to convince him, and I actually set it up for him to get his own email marketing campaign going in the pub. And it's been quite an experience for him because he's never really he's kind of, you know, in the area where you just talked about with misconceptions. He had all these ideas about it being complicated and just didn't really give it a chance. And I said, you know what, we're doing it. So I've been working along with him for just a little bit now. Already we've got up to 290 or so subscribers, which doesn't sound like a lot, but these are perfect prospects for him. These are people that frequent his establishment all the time. These are his best customers, and now he's building a more of a reputation with them. We're putting out nice little notes to let people know what band is going to be in the pub on Saturday night, or hey, don't forget Tuesdays is Tuesday night trivia, or Saturday evening join us for $13.95 prime rib. He's already starting to get the feedback from customers how much they appreciate being kept up to date on what's going on. So you talk a little bit about engagement, and you talked about being better able to communicate with your customers. Before we talk about the steps of email marketing, would you mind expanding on that a little bit more? Because I think that's really an important point. You mentioned this is not just blasting them. This is really sending them some great information. Exactly.
And just to touch on the 200 some odd subscribers that have gotten so far, email marketing is first of all not about quantity, it's about quality. So it's better to have 200 engaged users than to have 10,000 and only 100 are engaging. So to start off, you want to get their engagement and not just say, okay, I'm going to send them an email and hope that they open it and I did my job. No, you got to create content that they're used to and they would love to open, and they frequent the restaurant. So let's send them some stuff about the restaurant. You mentioned the happy hour or the $13.95 rib special. You know, these are things that obviously this person is going to want to hear about and want to hear about the next special. So engagement means sending them relevant content that they will open and not just sit in their inbox and get deleted.
What would you say are the steps for somebody who's interested in getting started? You mentioned it's not very complicated. What is exactly involved?
I would say, you know, the most important step would be to obviously have a list, because without a list, you can't really start permission-based email marketing that complies with the spam laws. I mean, people come to me all the time and say, can I go and buy a list and start sending? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to start with growing your list you have to get the permission to market them. So building a list is actually really easy. I mean, if you have a store like the restaurant or the salon or if it's an online business, you start with the sign-up form. If it's a brick and mortar, you place a sign-up form at the front at the register. You can have employee incentives and have your employees at the checkout ask for people's email addresses. Comment cards can be given out when they're checking out from the restaurant or any other brick and mortar to get the email address. So these are some ways that, you know, you can grow your list. And obviously it's going to take some time, but the sooner to start, the better it is for your business. And you can start doing it even with 50 subscribers. You can start marketing to them.
It's such a good thing you point that out, because one of the things that I found with even a little list like Sawbucks has, and sawbuckspub.com, and with them, with 290, and because I've been in the internet marketing arena for so long, my personal list is pretty good size, much bigger than that. So I was looking at this little list thinking, that's kind of cute, kind of fun. But you know what? It's been dawning on me more and more as I've been working with it, that this is pure gold. And I'm thinking, okay, this is interesting. If I can help Rod get this list up to say 1,000 people, perfect prospects, people that have already been there, people that may have been in the pub to attend a fundraiser on a Saturday night, that wouldn't never have been there in the first place other than for this fundraiser, or maybe they've got something else going on. So small business owners, the one thing I've noticed, and you could probably back me up on this, it's amazing how many people a small business owner touches in a daytime. I used to work out in the valley out of Vancouver here, about 40 minutes out of Vancouver, British Columbia, and we used to do some promotions with the local Subways. And I was stunned to learn that a typical little Subway restaurant has 1,000 people walk through its doors a day. And if you start running the numbers on a typical business in the area, that maybe one of the business owners that we're talking to, how many people do you have coming through your doors in a day? Factor that out into the week and into a month or three, it can be substantial.
Correct.
And what you're saying is these are the people that you want to have permission to be able to stay in touch with and to market to.
Correct. I mean, it's one of those marketing channels that once you start really building your list, it's almost like an asset to your business. You could actually put a dollar figure on each subscriber, and let's say, in the future, if you really want to think about it, you can tell people that, hey, you know what, I have a 1,000 or 1,500, 2,000 email addresses, and this is actually an asset. Why? Because these are actual customers of the business.
That's right.
They have been in the doors and have been obtained inside the store, the restaurant, whatever it is. And that makes it more valuable than just the direct mail or ad in the yellow pages or money mailer flyers or whatever the case may be. Because that is going out through, like, let's say, in the area, everyone's getting it in their mailbox.
I've read some statistics long time ago that I never forgot, and it basically went something along the lines that it costs 7 times more money to bring in a new customer than it does to bring an existing customer back through the doors.
Oh, yeah.
I would think email, in fact, I know email marketing is probably the premium way to do that. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's another big mistake small business owners make, is they're always trying to get new customers. New customers are not the thing here. You got to keep your current customers happy and bring them back. It's so much easier to do that than to go out there and try to get a new customer in your doors. So you can grow and maximize profits by just keeping your current subscriber base or customer base rather happy and coming back more frequently. If John is coming to your restaurant once a month, if you get him in there 3 times a month, you've already tripled your revenue from him. Imagine times fold, that same concept.
You mentioned on your site you're committed to the easiest DIY or do-it-yourself email marketing, creating the easiest do-it-yourself email marketing software on the web. Something that touches me head on, because I wrote a book a few years ago called Online Success for Non-Techies, How to Take Your Business, Hobby, or Profession to the Net. So I love working with small business owners who are non-techies, which is just about everybody. And
correct.
Before we move on to talking about maybe a few sample types of emails, talk about how easy it is for someone to send out an email.
To send, especially now with a tool like Redcappy, you pretty much don't need to install anything on your computer. It's all online. Setting up an account is a breeze. You just basically need a username and email address. And once you're in there, I mean, assuming you've started and you already have a list to work with, creating a campaign is so easy. We have this drag and drop editor where you can pretty much add text and images with just the mouse clicks, dragging and dropping. The interface is really made simple so that not too much is going on. The less is more concept has been used. Basically, you create the newsletter, assuming your list is in place. You click send when you're ready, and you tested it and made sure everything is good and spelling looks good, the message looks good. And once you send it, all you do is track. I mean, Red Cappy is not marketing to be have all these bells and whistles, and we're not trying to be that. There's other companies that will, give you all that, but for Red Cappy, we just keep it simple. So for that busy entrepreneur, business owner that wants to just go in there, create their campaign, send it out, and then track it.
Let's talk about some types of sample emails. One thing I do know, it's when it comes time to marketing, or what are we going to say in the emails, and who are we going to, basically how are we going to organize these? Let's talk a little bit about that. Can you give us some examples of maybe how a restaurant would use email marketing?
Yeah. So, for example, restaurants can definitely use email marketing in numerous ways, special happy hours or introducing new menu items. We have a local restaurant here that uses all organic products in their food, so they like to talk about it so their customers know exactly where that food comes from. And how else to do it than in your newsletter? So you would send a newsletter of, monthly newsletter updating your customers of what's going on in your restaurant. Maybe you're an intimate restaurant and people love you and you have a new staff member. You can do that in email. And these are all tools that you use to build relationships. Another idea is Valentine's Day, or holiday specials, catering ideas. So, there's so many, it's as creative as the business owner wants to get. But, again, it's about relationships and engaging your current customer base.
One thing, if I may add to that I've found that really, really works well is to identify 3 or 4 or 5 of the most important things that people want to know about the services that you sell. Not that you're trying to pitch them. Let's say you were a landscaping company. You may send them an email that's going to teach them how to get their lawn ready for the spring, or how to get their lawn ready for the fall. You're not selling. You're not trying to even sell your services at this point. You're literally writing them a nice email detailing exactly what they need to do to get their lawn prepared for the fall. And at the end of it, you could say, oh, and by the way, if you prefer to have someone else take care of it for you, we'd be more than happy to get in touch and give you a quote. So would you agree that these emails don't need to be pitching all the time? They can be very informational and educational.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, James, because pitching, they think marketing is all about selling, and it's really not. It's you can build trust with your customers, and I like this rule of I call it the 3-to-1 rule. For every 3 emails you send to build equity, send 1 to cash in. This is a good rule that every marketer, no matter what level you are, you should keep in mind. Because if you are always pitching to sell, you're going to turn them off and they're going to unsubscribe. They're not going to want to hear it. There's too many messages thrown at us every day, and we want to actually be trusting of a brand before we make that purchase.
Let's talk about cost. Of course, small business owners are phoned daily, I'm sure, in many cases, from people trying to sell them things in the area of advertising, whether it be an ad in the local paper to the latest internet directory, all expensive, all the types of, typically the types of ads you pay for once. In the case of a newspaper, it goes out the door, gets delivered, 2-3 days later, it's, as a friend of mine says, fish wrap. And that ad, whether it did well or not, ultimately it's gone. With email marketing, it not only has longevity, because of course if you do a good job you can reach out to those people over and over again, but let's talk about cost. What does it cost? What would a business owner budget to get this underway and ongoing?
First of all, just to quickly touch on what you just said, it's so true. I mean, I was speaking to a business owner locally here, and he was just like, I just say no because so many people approach me with place an ad here, a coupon here, we have this new online thing, loyalty programs and this and this and this. So he's gotten so overwhelmed that he just says no to all of it. Email marketing should be looked at as another channel. That the beautiful thing, as I mentioned before, it's data driven, so you can always see the results and you can tweak things as you go. But to get started, it's so minimal that it's kind of funny if you really think about it, because all you really need is like Red Cappy starts off free with a free account, and for up to 100 contacts. And the next package up is $10 for up to 500, and $14 for 1,000, and $19 for 2,500. Most small businesses would fit below the $19 mark. So think about it. For $19, you send unlimited emails, and the return on investment on email is about $40 for every dollar spent. It's the highest return on any marketing medium, and you can research this on the web anywhere and kind of find these figures. It's really amazing.
Tell me about that free offer.
The free offer basically is if you have less than 100 contacts in your list, you get a free, there's no restrictions or anything. It's just a totally free account. As your contact base grows, then you can upgrade your account.
Sounds like a dynamite way to get started. And I can see we're definitely coming up against the clock here. If you wouldn't mind, give us your final thoughts and a word of encouragement to small business owners who are seriously thinking about embracing email marketing as one of their marketing channels.
I would say just don't be intimidated by it. Just start with collecting a list. You don't have to start sending. Your first step is to build a list. And once you start on that path to building a list, sooner or later, when you see your user base and your subscriber base grow, then you'll be ready to send an email, and you'll be glad that you started sooner rather than later, because it'll be an important part of your business going forward.
Where can people take you up on that free offer?
redcappy.com. You'll see the sign-up form. Just enter your username, email address, and a password, and you'll be all set to go with your free account.
Alec Beglarian, founder of Red Cappy, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks a lot, James.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about the School of Internet Marketing and to get access to all exclusive courses and interviews, visit theschoolofinternetmarketing.com. That's www.theschoolofinternetmarketing.com.